Hi everyone, it's Nancy back with another Procss video for you. So here I am just taking out my supplies, and I'm still trying to use up my quirky kit even. And also I have some of the cut and paste papers as well. I'm going to be scrapping two 4x6 photos, and these are of shots of San Francisco, and they're actually on a jaunty angle. As I was talking about in my previous video, when I was at art college, I used to take a lot of pictures of buildings, and I used to like doing sort of odd angles and stuff. And every so often, I embrace that side of things. So that is what you're gonna. That's what you see in these photos. So, but I really like them, and I am going to journal about that when I do this layout as well. This layout took me just over an hour, about an hour and 5 minutes, and you're going to see me at the start here do lots of fussing around. I decided I wanted to go with kind of quite a grey background because when we were in San Francisco, as I've said previously, it absolutely chucked it down, and so it was too beautiful, but we didn't actually see as much as we would have otherwise, because it was just rain. And I have a habit of not wearing appropriate footwear when we go out and do stuff, and I had shoes which I discovered had holes in. So yeah, it was quite funny. I'm cutting up that sort of patchwork piece of paper from Amy Tangerine as well. I'm looking at adding that, and I'm just really not loving it. I decided to sort of change the paper around because it's got slight ombre, but again, don't really like that either. I'm just cutting the sort of white borders off that photo. As I say, I really fuss with it, but I'm actually really pleased with the final layout, and I'm quite happy I didn't kind of go the way that I'm going at the moment. I really like those sketchy blocks. I'm really into like labels at the moment, and just sort of layering those up. So kind of gone with that sort of theme again. Here I am just searching through my paper pads. I pull out the Polka Dot Party by Dear Lizzie. Trying to find another background paper to use. I settle for this one, which is a sort of star design. It's also got some sort of misting on the background, but I do use this cut and paste paper just to matte that photo up, so there is still that grey presence. I decided this paper is a little bit weird because you can see there's quite a large sort of border at the bottom. I think you could have kind of got another row of stars in there, but I don't know, it sort of troubled me a bit, so I do end up cutting that down. And I've just cut that paper apart there. I'm kind of much happier with how this is looking, and feel that, you know, this works sort of much better. Still trying to use these odd bits of paper up. That grey paper is from the Neapolitan collection from Dear Lizzie, and it's too sort of brown tone. It just doesn't look quite right, so I don't end up going with this. But I'm using more of that sort of patchwork paper there, just cutting up the different grey tone squares. So I'm just going to stick these layers down. I don't want to move them too much because I'm kind of happy where they are. So I'm just lifting them up and gluing, trying to get them straight where possible. And that one goes a little bit awry, but I'm happy with how that kind of looks. And that wet glue does give you a little bit of time to play with it. I'm going to cut a little bit of that pink off there because I know that I want to use that. And now I'm just looking through my doilies. Just looking at where I want to add them into different layers. Just trying to tuck them in there behind everything. It does make it slightly more difficult because I've used the wet glue on the other layers. And I do just end up using a little bit of washi tape here just to stick those down. It's not going to be seen though. And again, I'm going to decide that I'm going to tuck that over that pink layer completely, which I cut apart and messed around sticking down, but never mind. I just add that one there to the layout, to the cluster even. So now I'm using my Dylusions Funky Fuchsia ink. I'm just adding that over there. As I said, the background paper already had some ink splots sort of printed on it, so I'm just adding those over the top. And then I'm going to take out my Route 66 ink, that's from Tattered Angels, and I'll just add that over it as well. And then I'm also going to use the Hematite, which is the Do Crafts Artiste ink, and you really have to give these a real good shake up because the mica powder really settles at the bottom. I'm trying to get a few sort of bigger splots on there as well, so I'm trying to do that with the pink as well. It looks really dark in the video, but so when the pink dries and also the grey dries, it's got a more metallic tone, so it does work really well. I'm just taking out my Amy Tangerine date stamp here, and here you'll see I'm just checking on my Photo 365 app to see what the date is, and I've been doing that now since January 2012. So sort of I'm now in my third year of doing it, and it's really good when scrapbooking because it gives you something to kind of relate, come back to, and check dates and stuff on. So I find that app really useful. Still looking at if I'm going to put that bit of pink paper on or not, but that ends up not going on. So here I am just going for my die cut box, just seeing if anything is going to work from here. And again, when I'm going through, I'm looking at the colours more than anything, just sort of seeing if any of this is going to work. So in here there's Scraptastic, Homemade, other little bits and pieces, but I don't end up going with anything from that. I pull out this set of washi tape, which was from Paper Chase, which is a craft supply store over here in the UK, and they're not what I would call craft washi tapes, they're more sort of waxy in appearance, but I really like them for just layering, and it adds a sort of another texture to the page, and that's a nice sort of pink doodle pattern. And then I'm pulling out my grey polka dot, which is a real fave of mine at the moment. I really love this washi tape. So I'm just adding that to the different clusters. Now I've got this border strip, which was from that grey patchwork paper. And because it's from a paper pack, it does have a hole in the middle, so you can't use it really as a 12 by 12. So again, I'm just cutting that up into different sections to add to each of the clusters. I decided I want to add some to the top there. I'm going to move that whole washi tape cluster down because there was going to be some trap space there if I put that border strip in. So that just also connects everything sort of back to the doilies a bit better as well. So I'm really happy with how that came out. Doing my classic finger tap. And here I am pulling out a set of Stampin' Up stamps, which I haven't actually used. Yeah, and it was from the Valentine's collection. And I saw these and I had to have them because it had a globe in and it had really cute arrows and stuff. So I was just sticking that on there. and I decide that I'm going to stamp it on that pink paper. I'm using the slate grey Stampin' Up ink. My block has got glue and bits on, so it wasn't really sticking very well. So I just end up placing it on and then using the acrylic block to put some pressure on it. But I'm really happy with how they came out. They're really nice, such a nice stamp set. So I can see myself using that in quite a few sort of travel themed layouts, and also making really cute project life cards. So really pleased with how that came up. Not quite sure what I'm doing right now. Oh, I'm texting again. So I decided that I'm going to place that one there, and that is going to be my journaling block above that, so that's going to fit in quite well. Just adding another piece of that border strip. So I am just going to fussy cut around this. There is a saying on the bottom, which of course I'm not going to use, but I find, you know, the globe is such, you know, a great sort of, it's almost became like an icon now within scrapbooking. So, and you can use it on sort of any page. It doesn't necessarily have to be a travel page. As I say, this was from a Valentine's collection. So I'm really happy with how that looks, because it just picks up the pink that's in the other parts of the layout. So I've now realised that I want to mount that on something, but that piece, I do pull out that piece of script paper, but it's the wrong kind of pink. It's more of an orangey pink, so I don't end up going with that. But I do pull out a piece of the bright pink cardstock, which also came in that January Scraptastic kit, and that just really just adds to that layout. I really love it. It looks completely different now. It's got that border of pink around the edge. So now I'm just going to go through my stickers, just seeing if there's anything I want to add. And then I'm going to look at putting my title on. And really, I picked up this little banner which says "Love to Travel." I'm going to just put that in that cluster there. I'm going to use my Stampin' Up dimensionals on the back of this, just to make sure that it's all popped up nicely. So just sticking it on all the tiny little bits here. And now trying to peel them all off with my acrylics on, which is a little bit of a task. But I'm really happy with how that looks. I did think about adding another one on there, but I think I just want to keep it simple. Just pulling out my it's my new Studio Calico stamp, and it's from the Wanderlust collection. So I'm just adding some stamping there to the top of that journaling card. And now I'm going to pull my letter stickers out and work out what title I can make with what I've got left. And so my title is going to be San Fran at an Angle. Because, as I said, I kind of quite like these arty shots. They're a little bit trippy, a little bit cool. I didn't have an L, so I'm just cutting down a U and an I there just to make the L. And in the end, you can't really notice it. So, I mean, I know it's there, so I think I notice it, but you probably wouldn't notice it if you didn't know. So I'm also going to end up using the @ sign from that basic grey sticker collection as well. And then I'm going to use those Studio Calico grey ones. I do bring those pink in, but it's the wrong kind of pink, and they're too big, and it doesn't kind of look right. So I will end up taking that out. Oh, I did pull out that other pink, which is the same font, just different colour, but that doesn't look right. So I'm just sticking those over the corner of that photo. And as I said, I really like this kind of mixture of fonts on there, because I just kind of mix them up. I think they look quite nice. I take that A off and just add an A there from that Studio Calico stamp set, sticker set. And so I'm really happy with how that looks. I do just use my poker tool to move them around slightly and end up pinning them up, so I just do stick that down with a little bit of glue. So yeah, this is coming up to the end of the video. So I want to thank you all for watching, and there is still shots at the end of this video. My last one, I actually completely forgot to add them in, and I hadn't actually realised till I uploaded it, so I apologise for that. So yeah, this is my layout. I'm just going to add a little bit of this pink dilution spray to each of the clusters, and yeah, that will be it. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back with some more Procss videos later this week. Cheers, bye!